is the Clever Fool. Today we'll be playing the final mission of Alaric, a kingdom of our own. Now, after a particularly grueling achievement in the last mission, we actually have no special achievement for this last mission here. So hopefully it'll be straightforward and relaxing because I've had a bit of a long day. Let's go ahead and get started.
With Roman treachery repaid, Alaric looked to the future of our people. He planned to sail us to the fertile Roman province of Africa. But before we left, he passed from this world. Our people mourned for days, and Alaric's body was buried underneath a river stream. The channel diverted to dig the grave, then made to flow again, hiding his tomb forever. Soon after, the fleet that was to take us to Africa sank in a storm. Once again, desperation fell upon our people. It was at that moment of despair that I, as the dead king's brother-in-law, spoke. I reminded everyone of Alaric's dream, of his commitment to the survival of our people, and of the impossible obstacles we had overcome. I told them that Alaric and I shared the same vision, a vision that we, in honor of his memory, ought to fulfill. I concluded, Alaric has carved a path for us, and that path leads to Gaul.
Okay. Wow, what a large map. Holy crud. Okay, so we start in the Imperial Age here. Our main objectives are to build and maintain a castle in the flagged areas in each of the following cities: Narbo, Tolosa, and Valentia. Our hints tell us that the Visigoths can support a population of 210. You start with a large cache of gold, but it will not last forever, and there's little gold to be found in the countryside. The best way to obtain additional gold is to take the cities of Gaul. The Romans are still recovering from the sack of Rome, but even now they remain a formidable power. Rumor has it that Sarus is here in Gaul as well, of course. Although it is not critical, it may be a good idea to get rid of this traitor once and for all. The enemy will try to overrun your position early on, so you'll need to prepare your defenses quickly. After the situation has stabilized, make use of the Goths' strengths to quickly mass a huge infantry army and overwhelm your enemy with your superior numbers. Your scouts report that the Western Roman army in blue is reeling from its defeats in Italy, but it still has a large army in Iberia where it was sent to deal with the Vandal and Suebi invaders. Now that Rome has been sacked, it may return to Gaul. It consists of cataphracts, swordsmen, and halberdiers. The city of Narbo, in red, one of your targets, lies to the south near the Mediterranean Sea. It will field arbalesters, light cavalry, and rams. Should be pretty easy for us to deal with. To the north is the city of Valentia in yellow. It will field infantry and heavy cavalry. The last of the three Gallic cities, which the Romans call Tolosa in cyan, lies to the far west. Tolosa is one of the strongest of the enemy cities as it trains paladins, throwing axemen, monks, and trebuchets. Wow, that sounds pretty nasty, yeah. And finally, Sarus in purple is familiar with the Visigoth tactics and will try to match our large infantry armies with his own. It is unlikely that his soldiers will continue fighting once he is dead, so slaying him should be a priority. Okay. So we have 5 enemies here. No one's on our side. That could be a bit rough.
We still have much gold left from sacking Rome. This gold will not last. We should use it to create our own kingdom and conquer all of the Roman cities in Gaul.
Get out of Italy, you savages! You can use these transport ships to cross the Rhone, but never come back!
Bereite.
Okay, so we cross the river here. Oops. And scout around a tiny bit. Yeah, it looks like we've discovered a small abandoned zone here. This is as good a spot as any to construct a TC, I think. I want to take this opportunity to scout around for sources of food. There's lots of deer and boar nearby, so we should utilize the free food sources where we can. Let's build ourselves some housing so that we can get more villagers online as soon as we can. And continue scouting the waterway here. Looks like we just grabbed ourselves a free market. Have our first few villagers gather deer here. Task future villagers onto this gold. And we'll want to start booming. We might actually want to... Well, there's a stone source that we just discovered. But what we may want to consider doing is buy some stone. With that being said, I think I'd rather mine it directly from the ground myself here. However, I do think it's okay to buy a little bit of stone at the start. We do have quite a sizable chunk of gold. I don't want to lose my hussar for no reason. So we'll just have to be aware that the north is closed off to us for the time being. Let's get a second TC online on this stone area here. And keep churning out vills. We got lots of boar just lying around. Plenty for the hunt. We'll turn on farm auto reseed for now so we don't have to worry about it later. And I wonder exactly how long our opponents will be willing to sit on their hands here. Goths do get the bonus against the boars, if we do remember correctly. Let's repair our buildings so that they're no longer on fire. And continue thinking about churning out villagers. Want to think about getting a third TC online. Perhaps buying stone was actually a bit of a mistake here. Because I actually, now that I see it, now that I look a little bit more carefully, there's tons of stone available on the map.
Jäger, das ist soll. Hey, ja? Bereit. Ja.
Well, we sacrificed the transport ship to get some scouting information there. I'm going to build another TC. Maybe like up here. Get a farmer online. And we're going to want to get some castles online as well to defend our home bases here. Let's grab a stone mine so we can begin mining for stone. Hunt this extra boar. Have these wolves build some more housing. I was thinking about getting a dock as well for the fish that are nearby. Could be a good idea. Let's put a dock down. And make sure that we're still producing villagers this entire time.
Hey, ja? Jäger.
We'll also want to think about starting to place some barracks.
Ja? Bereit, das ich soll. Wäre.
Right now, food is the main priority here.
Hey, Holzer. Breite.
Well, there goes our scout to the castle. I was a little bit careless with him.
Ja, Jäger. Ja, das war. Ja, das soll.
And now we're actually under initial attack from purple here. That's no fun. Let's get a couple fire ships out. Ooh, that's a squad force of reds. We should still be okay here, however. We'll have to idle our villagers for a little bit in that TC, which is obnoxious, but it is what it is. Our husk girls should be able to deal with all the enemies here. Let's grab two-man saw. Continue producing villagers wherever we can. Garrison and our infantry to heal them. Now that we've got two fire ships, we can have them come out. And wow, look. We're hunting side by side. We're friends. Isn't that wholesome?
Ouvert. Hey, ja. Heise.
But the important thing now to do is to focus on getting some static defenses up, as well as getting some barracks up. And I think our first target is actually going to be Narbo here. 2 more fire ships left to do in the south. Let's pick up crop rotation. Hit this final bore. Keep turning any more bills out. And we've got all our eco-techs.
Bereid. Ja. Ja.
The next thing will be to start building up our military.
Bereid. Rete.
I think we'll want to focus on husk girls.
Hey, ja. Geboren. Ja. Ouvert.
Husk girls and halberdier.
Ouvert.
Infantry seem to be the name of the game here. More food on vills. We got more stone as well. Let's build ourselves a castle northwest here. Have a bunch of villagers come build it.
Heise.
Let's have you build a university, perhaps like down here.
Ouvert.
Pick up blast furnace.
Hey, ja. Over. Bereid.
We do have plenty of gold, Boo. Again, we want to spend it carefully. We want to make sure that we're getting upgrades first before anything else,
Ja. Rete.
because upgrades are what is going to carry us. For the rest of the game, let's grab perfusion. Let's grab halberdier. Start training some more pikes. Build another barracks here. Pick up chemistry so that our castles shoot better. Keep the inflow of villagers coming. Let's grab fast fire ship for our navy. Got rams on our castles, but that's alright, because we have a squad force of infantry to deal with it.
Bereid. Hey, ja. Ouvert. 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 Ouvert.
Transition those stone miners to farmers. And we should repair up this castle actually. Took quite a lot of damage.
Klickmann. Ja. Heise. Ja. Ouvert. Ja. Rete. Hey, ja. Ouvert. Heise. Ouvert. Rete. Ouvert. Hey, ja.
We should have been repairing this castle the whole time. And it actually goes down, which is a massive shame.
Heise. Es war. Ouvert.
Thankfully, we have enough stone for a couple more.
Bereiter.
So let's actually rebuild that. That was a bit of sloppy play on my part.
Ouvert.
I offer no excuse other than I am somewhat tired after a long day of work. Let's pick up a two-handed swordsman. And also elite husk girl, actually.
Bereiter.
And start building a few trebs.
Hey, ja. Reiter. Ouvert.
Just about have all the eco upgrades that we need. And we should really focus our efforts onto Narbo next.
Ja.
Perhaps that'll be able to land us some gold here.
Ouvert. Hey, ja. Holzer. Heise? Ja. Bereiter. Ouvert. 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 Ouvert.
More barracks. So keep the flow of halberdiers coming. That's actually an enemy trebuchet. Pick up champion. And because they cost less gold, I'm actually more inclined to build some champions here instead of hospitals for the time being. That is a formidable number of trebuchets. We can basically replace our units as soon as we get them. Let's actually build a few more houses here.
Hey, ja.
After they're building the house, we can hunt that one boar over there. Now, halbs don't perform well against archers. But again, I'm not too inclined to care because halbs only cost wood and gold. Purple sending another wave of units at us too. Out of gold near our TC. We should still be good. I just want to make sure that I don't lose my trebs. The name of this game is just going to be halbs in front of trebs. More houses. The Trebs involved. And if this is all of Narbo, I'm honestly not super concerned. Now, the sad truth of the matter is that Halbs don't really stand a chance against champions at all. So we should expect to get eviscerated by them. So long as we keep the units flowing, however, we should be in good shape. With the shortage of gold, we're going to want to prioritize Halbs. And with the Frankish heavy cavalry, we're going to want to prioritize Halbs in any case. Want the boar. And this should be Narbo finished off relatively soon. I haven't really seen all too much from Sarus yet. He'll sending more trebuchets at us. We got a human wave of halberdiers here. Above all else, our goal should be to not waste any trebs that we don't have to. These guys are expensive to make. So having to replenish the trebs would be a pretty big hassle for us. One that I'd rather avoid if we can. Narbo's kind of folding like a wet paper bag here. Let's send some villagers out here to repair. Produce some more wood choppers. That's actually a lot of enemies from Sarus there. So I'm a bit worried. We're losing units very quickly. So let's replace our guys with champs here. We want to build a market and pick up guilds so that we can start selling our excess resources for gold. Oh, but that is a lot of gold in this city here.
Walzer. Ouvert, ja, ouvert.
More farmers for food because we don't need that much wood. We actually need more gold miners. I'd even go as far as to taking all these guys off farms and instead bringing them down to the gold mines here.
Hey, ja. Hey, dat is soll. Ouvert. Bereite.
If anything, Sarus actually seems to be one of our bigger threats now. His infantry comp is definitely better. I've been going economical. I actually might lose all my trips here if I'm not careful.
Hey, ja.
Yeah, I think I might just lose all my trips there. Which kind of blows.
Ja, Räte. Ouvert.
I might be able to save a couple of them. Oh, unless that mango shot hits, which it didn't, thankfully. I also want to finish off Narbo here.
Hey, ja.
Oh, but we actually need to maintain a castle. I thought the official objective was to defeat them. But it's not. It's to build a castle. That's why I had so much stone available.
Räte. Ouvert.
Let's get this castle built up. And wrap around to destroy these Galians. Are they seriously like using trebs to attack my infantry? That's certainly a new concept. I think that's Narbo's deleting their towers and stuff now. So we should be in fairly good shape here.
Our Emperor Honorius has concluded that it is unwise to have a barbarian kingdom so close to Italy after all. Your little adventure ends today, Goths!
Okay, so there's even more enemies for us to contend with now, evidently. We may be able to kill Valencia next. If Sarus's base is actually like right here, then we should be able to contend with him. The quality of our infantry is just so low in comparison to the ones that Sarus has. But it looks like his base is actually fairly nearby. We're losing it. We're just losing Trebs this level like nobody's business. And I actually think that we want, as we secure more gold, we want to transition into a more champion-heavy lineup here. Especially since Blue's revealed to have a few Trebs of their own. You gotta remember that we need to maintain and not just construct. We got enemies just draped all over us. Even with such a large pop count, it really is a massive wave. We're actually going to need to rebuild this castle too. Let's pick up guilds. Yeah. So we might actually end up needing to buy a lot of stone here. Maintaining these numbers has been somewhat difficult. The fact is, it's just that the opponent can produce so much, and we only have so high of a population cap. I think it is worthwhile to invest in destroying Sarus here. They seem to be by and far the most dangerous military enemy. Meanwhile, the pathing of our Trebs is like a complete joke. Let's build a bunch more barracks with our villager there.
So, dies war...
Ja, bereid zich soll.
Ja, dat is zo. Dies war...
Hey, ja. Hoe wäre?
Lost tons of Trebs, but that's okay because we're still making more. Perhaps we should have gone for yellow, the easier target here. But I didn't want to have to rotate my army all the way up. guess the important thing now is to make sure that we are utilizing all of our population space. Let's do Habs for a little while here. We're gonna run out of gold soon, so we need to make sure that we remain on the offensive here. But the key here is to spend. I will take this detour. Sarus looks like he's situated on a nice island.
Eat iron out of.
Oh, and there he is. Let's focus our efforts on killing Sarus. Oh, he's pretty strong. He's got lots of melee armor.
Die for the Empire.
But it really isn't enough. Great. And now that's with purple out of the fight. We should have a much easier time since they don't have a flood of Gothic infantry coming down to crush us. Sarus also had the second highest score here. So the fact that he's out of the picture is very encouraging for us. Okay, so now we should begin beating down Teal's gates. Let's take out the Western Roman Empire's trebuchets. I think they're just spawning in. I don't think they actually have a location on the map. If they do, that is news to me. Let's get a stable up to produce some light cavalry to scout around. And start battering down the gate. Let's get more Huskarls and champions involved in the mix. Pick up a few light cavalry for scouting purposes. And at this point, it's really just a war of attrition. A war of attrition that I'm pretty sure we will win. Do we have a monastery? We'll probably use a monastery and pick up faith so that we don't lose our units to monks as easily. We also need a source of stone here. Because we need to buy. We need to build castles, that is. We're just losing treb after treb after treb. I thought I tasked these guys to kill these trebs. I'm not sure if they just keep getting replaced or what. Now Tolosa's in dire straits. Let's make our next few waves halberdiers. Send you to destroy the trebs. And I'm sure they have a castle back here somewhere. Because, man, are they good at focusing down our trebs. There's the castle. Let's focus that down. Grab a couple of trebs in the north here. We have Valentia trying their best. But if Tolosa is getting run over, do you really think that you're going to be able to do anything? The answer is going to be no. Tolosa has a very nice city here, however. Let's take this opportunity to research faith soon. There's even a relic in this monastery that we might want to consider taking. It's actually 2 relics, definitely worth taking in my opinion. I'm not sure if the Western Roman Empire just has units here or what. I guess I really should consider investigating.
Ja.
Because they have only really been coming from the west.
Deze zerstormen. Ja, dit waar Heese, dat is zo.
Jehovah, Jehovah, Bereite. Das ist toll. Blueberry.
Ja, dit waar Streetens. Bereid zich zo.
Yeah, it does look like the Byzantines have a base down south. Or in the west. We may want to storm it, but it really truthfully seems at this point it'll be less work to just blow Valentia out of the sky.
Ja, das ist dies war. Heese, dies war. Bereid zich zo. Ja, das ist so. Bereid dies war. Bereid Heese, das ist so. Ja, dies war. Das ist war.
Let's begin rotating towards Valentia. That's a lot of gold for us. Let's use that to pick up faith. And build a staging base with barracks next to Valentia. There's Tolosa defeated. Let's move all of our infantry out towards Valentia here.
Heese? Ja, dat is zo. Ja, dit waar. Ja, dat is zo. Dit waar.
Ja, das ist toll. Blueberry.
Bereid. Dat is waar. Heese? Ja, dat is zo. Dit waar. Heese? Zo. Zerstormen.
Did my two trebs here just vanish? I thought I tasked them to attack, but I guess not.
Ja, dat is zo. Dit is zo. Dit waar.
Ja, hoe wäre?
Heese? Ja, dat is. Ja, dat is zo. Ja, dit waar weten. Heese, zerstormen.
Jehovah. Jehovah.
Bereid, dit waar. Dat is zo. Heese, bereid.
We got a good chunk of that gold, but it's too close to the Western Roman armies for my taste.
Ja, dies war... Das ist so. Pace, das ist so.
The tricky part about using the Goths is that your population efficiency is not so good because you're using a ton of infantry units. So at any given time, like, your units are actually not overly strong. Like, the Goth flood is strong, but it's more because of the constant influx of production rather than like having a strong standing army.
Bereite? Ja.
Ja, Holzer. Bubere.
Bereite? Ja, ja. Das ist wahr. Das ist wahr.
Oh, we actually dragged some remaining halberdiers from Sarus out as well. Pick up those relics. Shove down the castles. And get prepped to win this scenario here. Don't need our fire ship. To buy some stone. And we'll have these villagers build the castle here. Blue actually is sending us trebs, which is why we built some scrolls there to defend. Actually, I think Valentia had more resources. Perhaps less gold. Valentia seemed to have more resources to provide us. I somewhat doubt that we have any more objectives after this. I would be very surprised if we did.
Gaul is ours! The Goths now have a land to call their own.
Yep. And that is that. We have an achievement unlocked in the bottom right there. The thicker the hay, the easier mode. And I think that is the achievement for Yep, completing the Alaric campaign. So this was indeed the last level. Quite fun overall. I would definitely say that this one was... Was it a 3-star? A 3-sword worthy mission? I suppose it was. I think in terms of difficulty, the first one was not difficult at all. The second one was kind of difficult if you were going for the infantry only achievement. But otherwise, like, keeping your momentum in the second level would have been fine. The third level was almost trivially easy if you just didn't let Sarus build up. The fourth level was definitely the most difficult one. It would have been easy if I didn't have the 30-minute time limit for the achievement. But because we were trying to get it under 30 minutes, that level was actually very, very difficult. To destroy 12 castles like that is very easy, but to destroy 12 castles in under 30 minutes is very hard. So I'd say, sure, justify the 3-sword, if only for the 4th level and its achievement. This 5th level is pretty difficult if you don't really deal with spam well. It's difficult if you don't know how to boom up and actually make headway against your enemies. With these kinds of levels, you really want to be making progress and capturing additional resources so that you can keep your momentum pressing forward. But so long as you keep a good head on your shoulders, and so long as you're using the Gothic flood of infantry, eventually you should be able to turn the tide here. Yeah, as you can see, the Western Roman Armory did have a base out here in the west, periodically sending units at you. We could have wiped them out as well, but it really wasn't a necessity. Quite a beautiful map. Pretty satisfying to kill Sarus. Would not have known about these resources without having scouted them. I don't even know if I would have scouted them before the end of the mission. I left some halberdiers here as well. I actually think this might have been the optimal order. Maybe Valentia first.
Each night, I have the same 2 visions. One of a field of wheat stalks swaying in the wind. Another of bright, burning flames, trampling horse hooves, and loud screams. My people, the Visigoths, live peacefully in the rich lands of southern Gaul. Our farms flourish, and our cattle grow in number every day. But for all our fortune, I cannot shake the ominous visions I have every night. Like Alaric, I have seen the future. The Huns are coming, and they will stop at nothing.
Interesting last bit there, because we do actually see the Visigoths make an appearance in the Catalonian fields, and man oh man was that a bloody fight. So honestly, these poor guys, they just really got the short end of the stick in history. Fun campaign overall, very difficult and satisfying achievements. There is the nice shiny gold medal on top of our first 3-sword mission there, or 3-sword campaign. I had a good time with it, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the 2-sword missions, unless someone makes a specific request again. Until then, thanks for watching, guys. Bit of a tired commentary today, but yeah, see you guys next time.